Thank you for coming back and welcome to the newcomers. So our first speaker is Julien Cabot. He's a computer scientist and a financial expert. He has 15 years of professional experience in the fields of finance and technology. He spent 10 years in capital markets, and since 2011 he created many advanced analytic teams and activities in different companies for marketing, R&D and risk departments. He's also a lecturer in data science at Central Supélec and the Media School Group, and he recently co-founded BlueDME and is presently the CEO of his startup. Welcome, Julien.
Thanks. So BlueDME is a new founded company, and it's not an IoT company. It's more a startup about data. Our vision at BlueDME is with the traction with big data and IoT, the data is shifting from a technical asset to an economic asset for many organizations and for many enterprises in the digital area. This subject and this vision is named or known some ways under the terms data monetization or info economics. The purpose is building an economy about data, like capital, like an economy about capital in previous years. And so our vision as BlueDME is to build and to develop this kind of market about the data from the IoT company, from the insurance company, from the retailers company, from every company in the field. So about the data monetization is not only about selling or buying data. It's not about selling email or phone numbers. We have main four key business models in data monetization. The first is, if I can, sell data. It's obviously the known business model, but we can deliver to external customers new service, smart service, intelligent service, like the first form as ads exchange, pay as you do, connected home, and etc., etc., etc. But from internal perspective into the organization, we have more and more monetization models about marketing, sales, risk, operations, and the idea is to deliver value through internal process about the data. So the data is a contribution to the internal process and the KPI, and so the question about the value is more about what is the contribution of data, for example, from a retail banker forwarding this data to an insurance company into a financial group. What is the contribution of the data from the banker to a marketing campaign in the insurance field? And from the other side, from the external monetization, the question is more about price, but the price is depending of value, and value is more a question about contribution of the data to the business of the user of the data, not about the company, but the user of the service of the data. So these four key business models are very theoretical. This is a key business models, but let's have an illustration to try to understand what is the issue with evaluating the data. The first idea is that the data has not an explicit value because it's depending of the usage. For illustration, imagine a connected home with many sensors and many services around the connected home. The value for the users or for people in the home are obviously the usage and the comfort and the power consumption optimization of the home. This value is so defined by the attribution of the contribution of the data provided or generated by the home to the save time and money in power consumption, for example. For the power grids or the power provider, it's optimize the grid at the local area of connected home, and the value is more about buying power or optimizing the grid. So the perspective is very different. It's not about comfort and time. It's about more the power market and and the green market. For example, for an emergency service, the information from a connected home is probably more about the delay of intervention and the ability to save life, and not about the power consumption of the comfort of switching light off. And for example, for an insurance company, obviously it's to prevent claims, optimize the portfolio, and to optimize globally the portfolio, not only for one people and delivering a new kind of service, but for the overall portfolio. So the main idea is that the data don't have an implicit value, but many explicit value. It's depending of the data from the provider to the user and to the different users. So it's more probably about the interaction between the two counterparts. We can define a value about data. So if we have a look about the traditional way or financial techniques to evaluate the data of an asset, obviously the traditional way is accounting value. We are accounting the cost of production of the value. It's not very interesting. It's probably the worst approach to evaluating the value of data, but it's the current way because it's a production perspective way. Because we have never to forget that the ownership of the data is currently associated to the producer of the data and not to the user of the data. And to define an economy about the data, we have to match or to create a relationship between the producer and the user of the data. It's probably the first step of building an economy of data. The second approach is obviously a market value. But to have a market value, you have to have transaction and you have to compare transaction to establish an historical price of the data. If you want to sell email, right now the current price of an email, unqualified email, is around 10 cents. This is the market price of the data. If this email is qualified to subscribe to an insurance product or service, probably the price is higher, but it's not the market value because this same email is at 10 cents, and from the market perspective, the value is smaller than the usage value. Financial approach, NPV, free cash flow, etc., etc. So the data is not a financial product. And maybe this is the reason why I leave the financial industry. But the data is not a financial product. It's very hard to define NPV or free cash flow model to this kind of object because this is the user. The user produces the cash flow. It's not the data. The data is more commodities, and the commodities, is it valuable, is it precious or not, it's depending of the usage. It's the beautiful of the data. You can, from bytes, you can define something very interesting. You can save life, etc., etc. So it's not a financial product. And in our approach at BlueEDM is to work on the usage value and to define a monetization model of data based on the usage value. And to deliver this value, we have to require a relationship between the consumer of the data, the user of the data, and the producer of the data, and to work on this relationship. So to build an economy, you have to industrialize, you have to streamline this relationship and to help users and producers to get into relationships and to define the value for each other. So my session and my talk is more about the value usage and how to compute this value usage. It's our approach at BlueEDM. It's not perfect. It's not the truth. It's our approach, just the approach. So the main idea is that the value usage, the usage value, sorry, may be approached as the gap, the difference between the expecting return having the data and not having the data. So it's like a benchmark. If you have the data, you are more smarter, probably, or not, or the same. The data has no value. And we are trying to define a model based on this hypothesis. So the first hypothesis is that the cost, the fixed cost and the variable cost of this formula are the same, and we can have an approximation as the difference is the gap of prediction performance from two models. From one model using the data that we have, and another one with the data we have, plus the data of the producer. And if the model is more performant with the data of the producer, we can compute a gap, and this the level of the gap may be an index or a form of valuation of the data. So practically, at BlueDME, we have a tool, a platform, core engine, like a supercomputing infrastructure, and we produce each day different model for our customers. Let's have an example on illustration. Imagine a company is looking at data to improve its prediction model or targeting model or claims model. So our approach is to compute for this company regarding every producer of data into our network, to compute model trying to leveraging the ROE curve. You use this indicator or metrics to compute the performance of the model. And we compare the difference between the area of each model. And for one relationship, actually, we compute three predictive model, one with logistic regression as a standard of the market. It's our vision, but it's standard of the market, only on the data of the user. A second model with a GBM model, a gradient boosted model, only on the data of the user. And the third model, we compute a model with the data of the user and one producer. And we compute a GBM model, and we compare just the area, and we make the ratio between the performance of each model to compute an indicator on how the data of the producer could be improve the model of the user before the exchange of the data. So let's go back on the pricing subject. The usage value is not a price. It's just information about how the data from the producer could be improved the data of the user. So it's more about a gap of performance. About the economical aspect or expected return, we run a microeconomics study to estimate the expected return to have an improvement of 1% in insurance of cars, into retail banking on different products, etc. And we try to affect an economic value to each gap of performance to run a user perspective. From another way, we don't drop the accounting value. We use the accounting value as the production cost at the flow of the price of the data. This idea is to get or to monetize the data at a minimum of cost at the production value plus the premiums. The premiums is depending of the uniqueness of the value on the market and to define a floor of price. So, and the third perspective of price is a market perspective. If we have historical transaction about the same data between different users, and we can compute a mean or an average transaction price as the market price, and we compute with an algorithm a value or price between this third perspective. It's like a yield management algorithm. The purpose is to create liquidity between users and producers of data, and to establish the sensibility of a user to a large number of match or a large gap of performance. So this is our approach of pricing, and we try to balance this perspective of value to define the price between users, consumers, and the market. The notion of the concept of market in data is very emerging. Actually, we don't have a really large market with many historical transactions, so it's a pure concept. In reality, we compute a price between these two values, and the market is like an elastic yes, an elastic in the price to avoid large volatility into the price and to maintain the price at a historical level and to have a circle of price with defined borders. So in terms of platform and the ID, the mathematical ID or the statistical approach, at BlueDME we have a special vision. To compute the price or the value, the gap between the model, actually we have two approaches. The first is to build a super data warehouse with every value or every data around the world or around the company, and to run machine learning techniques, data mining to determine the valuation. But if you want to get data from partners outside your organization, it's a bit complicated to create this kind of data warehouse and to join at the right level the data between the companies. At BlueDME, my financial experience, we use a federal exchange approach, and we try to not to build a super data warehouse of all the data, but we want to compute a kind of index of the data only to match and only to evaluate the data and to find the right data sources. So the idea is more about to create a federation of database around the network, and to have like a market interim. A tool selecting regarding the requirement on existing model from a user, and running evaluation of the price and the value added of the data against each counterparty into the network. And it's defined what is the best relationship to establish to improve this model around this network. And if you want to get a trade agreement of data between the counterparts, we can build through the platform while you have previously done a selection of the feature. Last point. The main advantage is that you don't have to build one data warehouse with only one owner. You can build a federation, and you can share what you want, and to control the anonymization of the data around the network, and not to define a policy and agreement at the central, and to have a centralized approach of this database. In terms of interconnection, the idea is to interconnect the network of the data and to build a kind of internet of data. We can imagine and we can deliver an internet of data between unknown companies. Currently, we run this kind of network at BlueDME with media company, with e-commerce and retail company, with financial company around this network. We can build a private network around large group to share data and to get access to data. For example, an insurance, the technical department of an insurance company that will improve the pricing model using information from another department of the company, and at the internal perspective of the group, building a kind of data hub with the different system and database, and to share between a data lab and operational system the data. It's a kind of streamlining or industrialization of the feature selection between the data. And around a value chain or around a sector, it's very interesting to build a kind of industrial of internet or financial supply chain. For example, you have an example here with precious commodities, with cargo and transportation, with Argos supervision and GPS supervision through CLS, for example, and from bank aspect. And the idea is to build around this value chain a network allowing to exchange the data with the importer and the exporter, and associating each counterpart of the network and sharing the data around one object, probably the COMO. So it's this kind of network can introduce the federation of different counterparts and the ability to share the data at different levels, at private level, at group level, at internet global level, or around an industry. And this perspective is very interesting because we try to connect IoT provider or with existing company and with a new company around different kind of object, around different level of network. And the opportunity for new incoming provider of data is to have the access to a very large network of data users and data consumers, B2B companies, of course, and to directly to have access. The other point for the users is that while you have introduced your own model and if you want to find smarter data and better data to improve your model, you can let your model into the system and into the network, and the network will compute continuously the improvement of the data each time a new provider is setting its data into the network. And so you can have a continuous improvement of your model or continuous feature selection of your model with no cost or at a marginal cost. You don't have to run dedicated study or data science study each time you have a new data source. So at BlueDMA, we deliver this platform as an enterprise data exchange platform with two models, as an on-premise platform and as a market platform for every company. And this platform is running three main features. The first is matching with a probabilistic matching model, because the quality of the hash or the signature, for example, for an individual, can be different from an insurance and can be different for a retailer. And we have to compute a probabilistic matching between the two individuals. For example, the name can be spelled very differently, and the birth date can be very different. And we compute using LSH algorithm adapted to date and to geo information, statistical compute on hashed data, because the market don't have to have access to the value of the data, but only on crypt data. The second part is the valuation, and we generate this kind of model, and we run this feature selection, and we apply the microeconomical aspect to compute a price about the data, and it can allow to create trade agreements between the counterparties and to deliver the data or a technical score or synthetic indicator about data directly to the user in real time. This is what we do at BlueDMA. Thanks. Question?